Hey everybody, welcome. This is HBCU Original Listener. I'm your host, Vince. Listen, we're here with my brother Gil. Gil. What's up? What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, Vince?
Listen, we got a very hot topic on the boards today. Sean Diddy Combs. Listen, the topic is simple. You know, with a legacy of empowerment and exploitation, we just want to examine his impact on the community. You know, was it good or bad, foul or fair? You know, we want to get your opinion. If you like, you can chime in. We are definitely live. We're live today. So if you want to come in, please come on in. Listen, we'll start off with Gil. Gil, first of all, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there, man. I can't complain.
And let me just ask your first question. You know, with this shocking new allegations with P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him. Some people call him the diddler, you know, whatever you want to call him. I mean, what were your first initial thoughts when he first got arrested?
Well, I was a little surprised, a little shocked initially, because I kind of thought it was something that was going to take a little bit longer to do. I didn't think it would happen this quickly in terms of everything that's been going on, especially in the news.
Okay.
But you know, these things die down and they flare right back up again. So I was just a little shocked to hear it in terms of how quickly they were able to arrest him. And so that was my first initial response.
And you know what? We have a clip too. Let's watch that clip real quick first before we get started, people.
Was arrested by federal agents on September 16th on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. For much of the last year, Combs has faced numerous allegations and lawsuits. Here's a timeline of the events leading to the arrest. November 16th, singer Cassie Ventura, who dated Combs on and off from 2007 to 2018, sued him for rape, abuse, and sex trafficking. They settled the lawsuit the next day, with Combs not admitting to any wrongdoing. November 23rd, Joy Dickerson Neal filed a lawsuit accusing Combs of drugging and raping her when she was a college student. That same day, Liza Gardner sued Combs, alleging that he and R&B singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns raping her and a friend when she was 16. December 6th, a fourth civil lawsuit was filed by a Jane Doe against Combs, alleging that she was sex trafficked and raped at the age of 17. February 26th, Combs was sued by producer Rodney Little Rod Jones for sexual harassment and assault. March 25th, Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided in what was called a sex trafficking investigation. Then in May, video of Combs assaulting Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway surfaced. On May 21st, Crystal McKinney filed a lawsuit alleging that Combs drugged and sexually assaulted her in 2003. On May 23rd, April Lampos sued Combs over what she described as four, quote, terrifying sexual encounters. On September 10th, former Danity Kane singer Dawn Richard filed a lawsuit against Combs alleging sexual abuse, which brings us to the arrest on September 16th. Thus far, Combs and his legal team have denied all allegations and have vowed to clear his name. As this story develops, Yahoo Entertainment will have the latest.
Okay, so we got a quick timeline. What were you know, what's your thoughts on that? It's a lot to impact, you know, it's a lot to unpack.
It's a lot to digest.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Combs has gotten himself in a whirlwind of situations and different accusations, allegations, whatever you want to call it. He's in there. But the one thing that surprised me about some of the things the allegations that have been filed against this man, and I think we spoke about it maybe briefly, but my take on it was that he wasn't making any money from this, and I don't know if he was, but it doesn't sound as if it was like some type of money-making enterprise where they were actually making money and so forth. But I think you brought it to my attention. You know, you brought something else to my attention that made sense. So it was like a reverse way of looking at it.
Yeah, I think the part where, you know, he had paid sex workers, both female and male, and I think one of the issues, even with the prostitution, we're not sure their age or you know, whether they're over 18 or under 18. I don't think they gave him a charge for that for minor. Like the R. Kelly situation, but you know, just having prostitution, I think in California is illegal. I believe it is. I believe it is.
Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you this, not to cut you off. But did these things take place in California, or did they take place in Miami and New York? Because you know, they arrested him in New York.
Right. Well, I think some of the charges, well, you know, the feds can arrest you anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at. They can arrest you.
Yeah, but it looks like the allegations have been brought against him in that Southern District of New York.
Right. But, you know, Southern District of New York, they handle a lot of cases, not just, just in New York. They can handle cases outside of New York City. So,
okay.
But also, you know, the prostitution, and then like you said, where was he being paid? That's a whole other question. You know, was he being paid?
Was he deriving anything from it financially? Was what I was saying.
Right now, people that came to these parties or freak offs, did they pay him?
Right. You never know. That's the thing.
You know, did they pay him in some form or fashion?
Right.
My thoughts is, yeah, I'm gonna bring it. Hey, Money Mike is on the line. Bring him in. So,
Money Mike, what's going on, Money Mike?
My
how y'all doing, man?
Hey, Mike. You know, my belief though, I believe they did pay.
You might have a good point right there.
Similar to like Epstein, I believe they did pay to come to those parties. You know what I mean? Because it costs a lot to make the parties possible. If he had to pay prostitutes and all that, so I don't think he did it for free. I mean, you know, I don't know.
He might be in a pretty good jam then.
Yeah, I think Mike is frozen on us. But if one of the things I wanted to kind of just touch base was examining his impact on the community. You know, he has undoubtedly been a monumental figure in music, fashion, and business. On one hand, he's brought opened the doors for many Black entrepreneurs and artists.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just giving you a rundown. Hold on a second. And as far as that level, he has donated money to the community, scholarships, and all that. On the flip side, he has been in the news for a lot of negative things, being arrested for, and also being charged with sexual assault, and all types of different, allegations, and beating his girlfriend up. We all watched the video of that. So there's two sides of this. There's bad and good.
Right.
And ultimately, his influence, is it damaging or is it beneficial? What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, my personal opinion is kind of like, I think that he's had a pretty good positive impact on the community, or I should say, as far as the United States is concerned, different communities throughout the United States. He's been like a pillar that people can kind of like look up to and lean on for such a long time in the Black community. Unfortunately, these allegations have, literally tore him down, and then he still has his day in court as well. But I kind of feel like he helped to spur the careers of a lot of different artists. Keisha Cole, like I mentioned before, Mary J. Blige. He helped with a lot of that through his creativity and his ability to be creative in terms of producing and everything. So I kind of feel like he had a positive impact on the community, but there's good and bad in everything. So there's always two sides to everything.
Money Mike, what are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I'm shocked. I'll tell you guys that I'm double shocked, and I don't know how to present this, guys. I really don't, man, because you talking about Howard, right? Are we talking about Howard? Are we talking about he was in the institution of Howard, and all these things happened while he was participating at Howard? I think Howard's already pulled everything that he's ever done for the university down. Am I correct? So I think the statement's been made.
Listen, I still would have kept that check though.
Yeah, they should have kept the money.
Give me
They
that
should have
money,
gave
man.
that back.
You know, it got to go to the kids. You know, hey,
They should have held on to the money.
hey, Mike. Since it was something bad, keep the money for the kids. You know, do something good on your way out, man. You know, hey.
But let me ask you guys this question, okay? Because a crime is still a crime, right?
Okay, yes,
Right.
sir.
Still a crime. All right. You know, I don't know music, okay? I don't know music at all. If you guys ask me any of Diddy's song, I couldn't tell you one of them. Okay, that's how out there I am as far as what he's done. But I do know this. I'm way out there, man. I mean, I know a beat. I can listen to a beat, but as far as a song, I have no piano. I'm not gifted in music. My brother, my family are, but me, God skipped me on that one. I think that it really changed my opinion when I saw him beat that girl down.
Oh yeah,
right in front of the elevator.
Yeah.
That right there, okay, that's a physical assault. Okay, and that's a female. So normally with men that hit females, a whole lot going on in the side of them. You're already the male figure. Why would you want to beat her like that, right? And then say it never happened.
Yeah,
I can concur with he's done a lot of good, but does that trump the bad?
Yeah, he didn't think he was going to get caught. I'm glad you
spawned.
I'm glad you spawned on that. You know.
Yeah, but
and then also, you know, that Gil Mike, his track record as far as his artist is flawed too. There has been a lot of speculation. You know, Biggie Smalls, who has passed on, who was Craig Mack. He had, you know, some other artists who had a lot of issues and problems.
Had a serious problem.
Right, and we talk about shootings. There's
Mac was frustrated. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, so there is you know, a lot of bad has also come. Shine, who went to prison for Diddy, who just spoke up about him. You know, so like you know, we're just talking about is some good and bad. But HBCU, listen, if you're listening in, listen, chime in. We're talking about P. Diddy, the legacy and empowerment, or was it exploitation? Did he exploit his own people? Did he damn his own people, or did he help? What are your thoughts? Chime in.
Here's something I'm gonna ask you. Bird all over some money, right? This all came about behind some money, right? Because
that's a good question, Mike. Was it money?
Ciroc. I thought he owned Ciroc.
I heard something about that too.
The one that owned, and it came by that it had a dispute about the money. He didn't get paid. Wasn't happy about it. Went into the deal as a 50-50 owner. Came out later that the other guy owned 100%. Now he paid him $60 million, but I don't know if all the money he was supposed to get. So that was really interesting to me. Man, I don't know what to say, guys. I'm in confusion here.
Yeah,
you know, violence is still violence.
Although his impact may have been large in entertainment, was it a positive impact on the community? Did he do more good than damage? Or was the damage done to himself and not the community?
I think it kind of falls on him at this point. I mean, he's the one who still has to clear his name, of course, with his legal team and everything. He's the one who has to do that. And so everything has to be, I guess you could say, in order for him not to get implicated on these things, it has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. So he has to clear his name in that regard. You know, he still has to fight that fight. You know, he's his own individual. He obviously had something to do with what was taking place with everything, you know, with the allegations that they brought against him. He had something to do with it. He is not totally innocent. He had something he played some part. And so we're going to find out what that is at some point in time. We're going that's going to be disclosed to everybody. Everybody's going to find out at some point in time, what did this man actually do?
The local fireman told me, you know, if you see smoke, it's best to run. Because
But
it could be
if
fire
you
right
see
behind.
smoke, right? If you see smoke, there's fire somewhere.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna add to the stage one more time for some people who did not get a chance to see the timeline.
Diddy Combs was arrested by federal agents on September 16th on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. For much of the last year, Combs has faced numerous allegations and lawsuits. Here's a timeline of the events leading to the arrest. November 16th, singer Cassie Ventura, who dated Combs on and off from 2007 to 2018, sued him for rape, abuse, and sex trafficking. They settled the lawsuit the next day, with Combs not admitting to any wrongdoing. November 23rd, Joy Dickerson Neal filed a lawsuit accusing Combs of drugging and raping her when she was a college student. That same day, Liza Gardner sued Combs, alleging that he and R&B singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns raping her and a friend when she was 16. December 6th, a fourth civil lawsuit was filed by a Jane Doe against Combs, alleging that she was sex trafficked and raped at the age of 17. February 26th, Combs was sued by producer Rodney Little Rod Jones for sexual harassment and assault. March 25th, Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided in what was called a sex trafficking investigation. Then in May, video of Combs assaulting Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway surfaced. On May 21st, Crystal McKinney filed a lawsuit alleging that Combs drugged and sexually assaulted her in 2003. On May 23rd, April Lampos sued Combs over what she described as four, quote, terrifying sexual encounters. On September 10th, former Danity Kane singer Dawn Richard filed a lawsuit against Combs alleging sexual abuse, which brings us to the arrest on September 16th. Thus far, Combs and his legal team have denied all allegations and have vowed to clear his name. As this story develops, Yahoo Entertainment will have the latest.
You know, I think I made a mistake earlier too. I said California. Gil, you were correct. I think it was Miami.
Yeah,
So,
Miami and New York.
That's where it happened at. So, yeah, I'm not sure how liberal the laws are in Florida, but I definitely know New York City. They are not playing with you. And so, you know.
Good, guys. Good. You got a daughter. I tell you what, that's not good.
Yeah.
Man, you got some guys, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to think about it, right?
Mike,
Somebody.
he has 4 daughters, right? Or no?
That I don't know. I don't know his history. I don't know him that well, but I can tell you this, guys. You know, in all honesty, that one there is not good for him. The thing that I don't like that I saw the report, he's got guns in the house with no serial numbers.
Oh yeah, man, that was interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, man.
That mean that you know.
Yeah, he sure enough did have guns in there with no serial number on it.
But going back to your point, Money Mike, from earlier, when you talked about the situation with Cassie, the way he beat her up, and Vince, you had made mention, you said he thought he wasn't going to get caught. Oh, but I would suffice to say this. Whether he thought he was going to get caught or not, the fact is he did what he did, and he probably thought he could, I won't say justify it, but it seemed like to me like there was nothing in his mind at that particular time that would cause him to do anything but what he was doing. He didn't let up. I mean, she's a helpless female.
Yeah.
And even if she was a bigger female,
yeah, man.
I mean, I don't know if he would have took that type of action, but I just think that is a lame, a very, very lame,
crazy,
whatever it was. I ain't never seen a man do anything like that to a female. And that's not to say it hasn't been done, but that was horrific. You know what I'm saying? That was horrific. That was something that I can't even. You can't. It's difficult to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to watch that.
Yeah, and like Mike said, you know, if you have daughters, Mike said earlier, if you have daughters, you know, and he has 4 daughters, 2 sons, so it's 6 kids, 4 daughters, 2 sons, one set of twins, I believe it is. So, you know, let me ask you another question, guys, and this is probably what everybody wants to know: who else was involved, Mike? That's where they're waiting to see that. A lot of people, man.
Let me tell you why there's a lot of people, man. Let me tell you why there's a lot of people involved in this. Okay. when the judicial system $1 million. No. And when you get to Homeland Security, okay, the Homeland means you got people coming in doing all kind of stuff, right? Well, they've been on this case for a while, right? So you got, I really probably say there's other like federal, we got the U.S. Attorney in New York. They want the case. So sometimes judicial systems can fight over a case. Homeland's just sitting back watching, okay? Because it's going to be one of those situations. If he succeeds against the state, the federal's just sitting there waiting. They're not even hesitating because they don't come get you. They have, okay? And who else is involved? All the videotapes. I kind of went through it last night. All the tapes, all the cameras in the house, phones were confiscated. Filings, investigations have been done. And here is the only loophole. Go with this, but no children of the individuals, except for one, it was consensual. They're adults. Slow,
Now,
but
my
that
thing,
could
Mike,
get
was that,
interesting.
Mike, where did he get these people from?
I'm going to show for all of HBCU, all of African Americans in the United States. Get this on. I'm on a different thing. You see this? The phone. Okay, this is called a phone. So every time you moves with you. Okay, it's got a GPS tracking and it's leaving breadcrumbs wherever you go. So have him tell who's been there. They just pull the phone records off the Spectrum phone towers. A tree trick, that's why I tell people, leave your phone if you're going to do something bad. You shouldn't be, but leave your phone at home with you. Everybody was there at night. They got it on record. Okay. And when the FBI or even the local police come in and want phone records, there's a crime. We have documentations. I just retired from AT&T. We have documentations of everything you do on this.
Man.
Now,
yeah, I always wondered, man. I just was I'm really still stuck, man. Like you said. Yeah, I'm really still stuck. Mike, I think I lost your mic.
Go on for 3 years. Did you lose me?
Yeah, for a second. Go ahead.
We got dollars. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? So the attorneys, this trial could go on for 5 years. You thought the OJ trial was something? He got a whole lot more money than OJ. And I'm gonna tell you who else been involved. I mean, if you look, Williams works for whole scenario that was going to happen this year. Now, how can Cat know that? He said he gonna be in trouble. TD Jake's gonna be in trouble. Oprah Winfrey gonna be in trouble. Now, wait a minute, Cat. You know too much. Are you undercover or what? I mean, because Cat laid out every single step.
Wow.
He did mention something about them Diddy parties, though. He said, because Diddy want to something at them party. He said, you got to tell Diddy no. That's what he said. You got to tell Diddy no. That's what he said.
He offered me $5 million. He said he offered me $5 million. I turned it down 3 times. So and he went inside, he said, I turned down the $5 million. What did y'all do to get in here? See, so
yeah, I just want to. Hey, Mike, I think we lost you again for 1 second. I just want to see, who else is on that list, man. And let me ask you a question. Who do you think the usual suspects might be?
Well, you talked about Kevin
James on that list. Everybody.
No, don't say Kevin Hart, man. I don't think Kevin Hart is on that list. But
you said Kevin Lau stepped down, right?
Well, yeah, he did.
So he might be on the list. It's a lot. It's a lot of folks out here that's on that list. We just don't know.
Hey, I definitely know Russell's on that list.
Russell's on that list too. He's on there.
Epstein.
What about Jay-Z? What about Jay-Z?
Jay-Z might be on the list too.
Jay-Z on the list? They on the list?
I don't know.
There's a lot of folks on that list.
I'm looking across the board. Star. If you made it to musically becoming a star, you on that list.
Right. How about TD Jakes?
Just tell him, if you made it to music,
TD Jakes is on the list too.
He's already man.
How about TD Snakes? I mean
TD
Jakes. I'm sorry.
I don't touch
guys. Well,
touch pastors.
All,
I ain't gonna get in no trouble tonight. No.
No, he ain't no real pastor. He can't separate himself.
You know what? He's got to follow.
Like I said,
you know what they say, touch not thy anointed.
Yeah,
I can't touch him. I can't say it because I ain't gonna curse myself now.
He not anointed.
I will say this about. Can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm gonna say this to the HBCU students. Don't chase fame. Don't chase it. Don't chase it. It's not what you think it is. Okay, and I know you want to be famous. I know you want to be popular, but this is what happens to individuals. The same thing, you have people who are in the industry. I don't know the industry, but different than R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to understand this. Is the music greater than the crime? Is the work of the artist greater than the crime?
I think
my thing is, man, what? Go ahead, Gil.
Well, no, what I was going to say was, more than anything else in this whole saga, I think what's being exposed is his moral character. His moral character is being exposed. And so is the music, you said, is the music greater than the crime? Is that what you said? Money Mike, is that what you said? Is the music greater? At this point, I don't think it is. At this point, I don't think it is. I definitely don't think it is because they're showing you that the music is not greater than the it's not greater than, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, he's going to be exposed, and his moral character is on being exposed as well. So I think that's like one of the things that shines the most.
Yeah.
Because he already had money. So what are you doing? You got all this money.
Let me ask you a question too. With all the money he has made, why do some of these stars? Why can't they just walk away and just live life peaceful? Go vacation and
power.
If you're listening in, HBCU family or anybody out there, if you're listening in, listen up. Chime in in the comments. Listen, what do you think?
It's just a power tripping.
Was he?
And that's what it is.
Power tripping. That's all power tripping. Power tripping. You got all this money.
Yeah, that's
and then you impress. I think he's trying to impress his friends.
Impress his friends. Wow.
Yeah, impress some of his colleagues.
I mean, I don't know, Gil. He's been in the game for 30 years. I mean.
Yeah, but he was the one having the big parties.
Yeah.
Right.
He was the one having the big party.
Yeah, he was. He
was the one having the big parties. Him, I think Rick Ross maybe had some big parties, but Puff, he was known for that. That was a big thing. A Puff party. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're watching this and listening in, listen, our question was, was Sean Diddy Combs, was his legacy positive or negative? Did he do good or did he harm the community? What are your thoughts?
TBD.
What are your thoughts?
TBD. TBD. Do you guys see it the same? TBD.
And how much money how much money has he put back into the community? How many jobs has he created?
I don't know.
So think about this. How many jobs has Biden created? How many jobs has Donald Trump created? And now vice versa. What negative have they done? So I think we have to look on both sides. Now, we all know prostitution is wrong. We all know sex trafficking is wrong.
Yeah.
We all know these things are wrong. Now he's going to have to deal with that situation. If it's true, we don't know. I wasn't there. They say Gil was there at one of the parties. I'm not sure.
Nah, I wasn't there. I ain't never go to no Diddy parties. I never made no Diddy party, baby. I never made it.
I got some photos now.
Oh man.
No, don't put me in that photo, man. Don't do no artificial intelligence on me, Vince.
Hey, Mike, what do you think about the 1,000 bottles of lotion, man? I mean, 1,000 bottles of what was it?
They said baby oil and lubricants and all that stuff.
Oh man, that was.
You know what, guys? What you got here? Here's the sad part about it, because this is if Diddy's doing this from somebody, right?
Okay.
Do this from somebody. He didn't create this on his own. It'd be an industry-wide problem, right?
Okay.
Because all the individuals that have been able to reach success, look like they were. They were success. Get to where they were able to get, right? Then there were others that were compromised that he held back that weren't playing the game. Like, was it Craig Mack? Was it Craig Mack?
Yeah, Craig Mack.
It's all on. I'm watching everything. Craig Mack was like, man, I sat in my room in darkness with my gun, killing, get to my career, because he stopped my career. That's how serious he was, like delusional behind this. Why did he do it? And he was about to take him life, because that power gets so great that you could have 3 great artists, make the weakest one the superstar, the other 2 out if they don't play ball. Okay, so that's the industry, though, right? I mean, a lot of people, how do you become famous, or how do you get in movies, or how do you do certain things? Okay, but if you are an African American and you're a billionaire, then you're somewhat of a target, right? Because that Ciroc threw me off. The owner, he pitched it. He put it out in front of us that this vodka company, this is me. And then when it came time to get paid, shifted him over and pushed him to the side. Like, no, we're going to give you this. And that's where the dispute came in. But that's power. I mean, he's playing in because we all get put in the same ground, right? We go in at 6 feet, box, the casket's no bigger. But you know what I'm saying? But today, when you have that much money and that much power, and they did something that was shocking to me. He was supposed to turn himself in. Scheduled to turn himself in. They went that night. They ain't having no more parties. So instead of having that one for the road party, they went in and clipped him up. And he was like, the lawyer's like, we offered $50 million. And the judge said no. In New York, bombing, somebody running short right now. Percent of 50 million is $5 million. So, I mean, but he probably has his own money, but they might have freezed his cash.
Well, the thing is,
your money. Let me ask you a question.
The 50 million was you can't do no percentages when you're working with the feds. That 50 million, he was putting his house up as collateral.
Okay.
So they was gonna get the whole 50 million.
It
ain't no percentages. It ain't no it ain't no 10% and all that stuff. That's 50 million. That'd have been 50 million that he was going to put up to get out, and they said no to that.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question.
Russell Simmons.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts about the conspiracy theories that they wanted to get him out of the way, lock him up because of the elections coming up? Some people say somebody's name was on that list who didn't want to be heard or seen, and they needed to get them tapes out of there immediately.
Yeah.
Some say that
I mean, that's the flip guy.
It's floating in the air.
Trump,
all this
Donald Trump's been to those parties.
Donald Trump's been. Yeah, I haven't heard Donald Trump's name. But
yeah, I've seen him pictures. Listen. Well, because he's on a security clearance, you got to have high security. See, they can do one or two things. They can cover up who they want to cover up, and they can expose who they want to expose.
Somebody said in
All the
the
cameras and the
somebody in the comment section, let's keep it clean. That's Mose. That's Mose. He said we need to add another E to the conversation. I think his legacy is more reflective of the word exposure. He exposed the masses to several artists. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let's go back. Let's go back over the timeline for those who didn't see that.
Combs was arrested by federal agents on September 16th on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. For much of the last year, Combs has faced numerous allegations and lawsuits. Here's a timeline of the events leading to the arrest. November 16th, singer Cassie Ventura, who dated Combs on and off from 2007 to 2018, sued him for rape, abuse, and sex trafficking. They settled the lawsuit the next day, with Combs not admitting to any wrongdoing. November 23rd, Joy Dickerson Neal filed a lawsuit accusing Combs of drugging and raping her when she was a college student. That same day, Liza Gardner sued Combs, alleging that he and R&B singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns raping her and a friend when she was 16. December 6th, a fourth civil lawsuit was filed by a Jane Doe against Combs, alleging that
Hey, can I press pause? I heard Aaron Hall's name. I want to get back on that too.
She was sex trafficked and raped at the age of 17. February 26th, Combs was sued by producer Rodney Little Rod Jones for sexual harassment and assault. March 25th, Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided in what was called a sex trafficking investigation. Then in May, video of Combs assaulting Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway surfaced. On May 21st, Crystal McKinney filed a lawsuit alleging that Combs drugged and sexually assaulted her in 2003. On May 23rd, April Lampos sued Combs over what she described as 4, quote, terrifying sexual encounters. On September 10th, former Danity Kane singer Dawn Richard filed a lawsuit against Combs alleging sexual abuse, which brings us to the arrest on September 16th. Thus far, Combs and his legal team have denied all allegations and have vowed to clear his name. As this story develops, Yahoo Entertainment will have the latest.
Yeah, that was what are your thoughts about Aaron Hall's name being thrown in there?
Well, I think Aaron. Wow. Again, he's probably on the list too. I don't doubt that Aaron Hall could have been a participant in some of the stuff.
Don't tell me Teddy Riley in there, man.
Well,
have a piece of my love.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Hall, he's potentially guilty too.
Hey, the craziest thing, man. I was thinking, what if R. Kelly's name was on that list? And in one of those tapes and movies he had.
You never know. I don't think that's the case, but you never know. It'll be exposed eventually. It's gonna come out. It's gonna be something that that's gonna be somewhat shocking.
My girl Gina chimed in. She said that all of them is idiots on that list. Listen, if you were on the list, can you please call into the show so you can talk? We want to hear your story. Was it a mistake? Call in. Now we do know, Gil's one of our, speakers. He's in the middle. Now he was on the list.
Nah. Don't put me on the list. I'll never be on this list like that, buddy.
You weren't trying to get lotion up with the
Nah. I'm not that dude. I'm not that guy, man. I'm not that one.
Yeah,
I ain't on no list, buddy. You can forget that.
But you know what though? Just like E just said in the comments, does R. Kelly's music stand apart? That is interesting. And does P. Diddy's legacy stand apart? Everything he's done for the community, all the black actors he's hired, all the minorities, Hispanic and all, and even Caucasian as well. So he's helped a lot of people, and also he's done a lot of negative. Now, has he brought it upon himself? Yeah, I think too much money and too much time on his hands.
Too much power. Too
much money and too much time on his hand. Not power, time. So one of the things is you got too much time in your hand, man. It can lead to a lot of different things. So you
don't think you have to have some power in order to do some of the things that he's been accused of?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the money, man. Money can lead to a lot of different evils. So somebody said Aaron Brown is a predator. A predator. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And
Aaron Hall.
They said that's what they said in the chat. They said
Aaron Hall is a predator.
That's what they said. Somebody in the chat said that he was a predator. I don't know Aaron Hall too well. I do know his music. You know, I grew up on his music. You know, and you know, being in the era that they came out of, you know, we were young, so we didn't even notice a lot of these things were happening. We didn't notice. You know, we just listened to the music and that was it. Now all this stuff 30 years later, it's like, bang.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it was the power. Just like he was saying it in the comments. He said it's not about power, man. It's the money. Because you know,
money lends itself to power. What do you think?
I'll tell you what. If you have $5 and you can't save it when you're 10 years old, and then you get $50 and you're 20 years old, you know, you're gonna have the same habits. So you know, it's not about power, man. I think it's about, you know, more money leads to worse habits.
So give me what you think. Why you think it has nothing to do with power?
I don't think it was. He paid for everything he wanted. Where's the power?
I kind of feel like the power comes from the money.
He paid for it.
Right, but the power
comes for the workers. He paid for the sex. He paid for the oil, the 1,000 bottles of oil.
Right, but that's where the power comes in at. The power comes in through the money.
Huh?
The power comes in through the money that he had in order to be able to do that.
Yep.
It's not power. I don't think it's power, Gil. I think it's money. Because with money you can do all
Vince,
things.
I'll speak louder. Right. Let me ask you this, Vince. Let me ask you a question. Okay, if I think I can get with Diddy and it's going to get my career soaring, okay,
right?
That's power, right? That's power, right? So everybody that is around him is going to be like a yes man, right? They're going to be a yes man, okay? Except the individuals who are real close to him, who have been around him, okay, who have witnessed some of the things that he has done. When I am going to meet him, and the only reason I say this is I spent 3 days with Master P. I don't know his music. I don't know a song or anything he does other than his No Limit, Soldier, right? But I had all these people come up and wanted to bring him stuff, give him tapes. I sat with him for 3 days. We did not discuss one song. He talked about his changes, his life, his children, his relationship with God, how he's moving in a different direction. But we never talked about music. It was a basketball event for 3 days. Okay, so different. But everyone else was coming up. Can you get the tape? Can you get this? Can you help me? I mean, it was just all day long. And so that's power. That's a form of power. If there was somebody like him that you could tell players, I can get you into the NBA, they're going to come in droves because that's power. See, it's not necessarily the money he's given, but his presence is a powerful man. Let me ask you a question. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. If I give you $1 million and take you to Vegas, get you a hotel room, can you buy some prostitutes? Can you buy prostitutes?
No, because I'm 60 now.
All right. Can you buy illicit drugs?
Yes, you can buy anything.
Can you? Okay, so can you get them high? Can you get the girls high and party in your hotel? And you know.
No.
So I mean,
you can't. If you want to know, ask Bill Cosby. Ask Bill Cosby if you could do that.
All right, look.
Okay, just ask Bill Cosby. Okay.
Listen, man.
Bill Cosby did the same thing, right? Bill Cosby went to jail.
Power is to me is changing having the ability to dictate your life. I don't think Puffy had the power to dictate the life. You can walk away from Puffy.
Yeah, but people didn't do that, and the reason why they did,
people stayed because of the money, man.
Nah,
they wanted the money and all the benefits that came with it.
People felt like
now when it's a problem, they want to turn and say, "Oh, I was powerless." But you wasn't powerless when he was giving you $100,000. When he was giving you $5 million.
Right. It definitely has something to do with power. I mean, you can say the money. You can say the money.
Hey, look, in the chat room, they talk about. She said, "The Vince, it sure was power." That's AB right there. I don't believe it was. I think
It's
money.
it's a combination. You can't have one without the other.
Oh.
You can't have one without the other.
Huh?
You cannot have one without the other. In this particular case,
Gil, I got $500 right now. I got $500 on the table right here, right now, in my wallet.
okay.
Do I got power?
I mean, depends on what you're going to use.
It's a yes or no answer.
It depends on what you're going to use the money for,
Do I
man.
have power, man?
It depends on what you're going to use it for. You got some power. You got some power.
If I got
You
20,
do it. You got some power. With $500, you got some power.
Yeah.
What power I got?
I don't know.
Exactly.
You got some power.
I could tell
You got listen. You got some power. Listen.
Man, they talk about it's not. Listen, man.
You got some power, Vince.
Somebody would go have $1 in their pocket. $500 is a lot of power.
Oh,
you got some power.
Ain't no power, man.
Vince, you got some power. I ain't gonna say you got a lot of power, but I'll say you got some power. And it depends. And it depends on who that $500. It depends on who it can influence.
Power to do what?
It depends on what it is that you are trying to do.
I'll tell you what. If I go to Miami tonight with $500, I ain't got no power.
If you go, listen. If you
go to NYC tonight with $500, that's nothing. If I go to San Fran right now with $500, it's nothing. A meal gonna cost me $250. A hotel room gonna cost me $250. So now I'm powerless.
Okay.
Well, at least you had power for a little while.
Yeah.
You had some power for a little while.
A Rolls Royce?
How much?
Rolls Royce?
Yeah, why do the stars drive Rolls Royces? Why they pull up in the Rolls Royce? Because
my man Robert Moore just chimed. My man Moore chimed in. Hey, listen.
Right?
Oh man, that's not power, bro. That's not power, bro. I consider power to be the president of the United States. I would say judges, your mayor. That can really make a difference to hundreds of people.
But I don't consider them to be powerful people. The reason why is because
I mean power, period.
But Vince, you got to look at it like this: the people, the politicians, and all that, they are actually being manipulated by the people who have the money to pay them.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna take this $500. Gil, I want you to come wash my car, come clean my basement out right now.
I'll be right there.
Hey, Emos, man, this guy is crazy. Hey, come on, man. Listen.
Yo, man, I'm on my way, baby. I'm on my way. I need that $500. I need that.
But listen, let me ask you a question.
I need that. I need to have that.
Let me ask you guys a more serious question. Did he make an impact on the community? Was it positive or negative? Ultimately,
I think he had a positive.
I can't have in between.
I think he had a positive impact on the community. I think he did.
Okay. All right. How about you, Mike?
You know what you sound like, Vince?
I want to know because I'm saying. Mike, go ahead and pick up your.
You sound like though? Huh? Go ahead. Let me tell you what you sound like, Vince. You sound like it's sentencing right now. You sound like it's sentencing, right? You're gonna go to sentencing after you getting ready to get sentenced, and then you're gonna tell us all the good things he did. That ain't gonna change the judge's mind, man. That ain't got nothing to do with the judge. The judge gonna handle that sound.
No. I'm asking for a reason. I'm asking for a reason because I want to know what people think about his impact in the community. Because I think a lot of people.
You're talking about forgiveness, right? You're asking us to have forgiveness for him.
Oh, most definitely.
The help.
You need to forgive
others, right?
all. Everybody, yeah.
Okay.
For all crimes, yeah.
So R. Kelly is in jail right now, right? Right?
Yeah.
He's in jail, right? Okay. So no matter how much forgiveness we can pray for you, but you still must get right with your soul and yourself because the actions that you took, there are some people who were traumatized. Now, I'm not saying all the reports are right, but when I start digging through the timeline, they're saying everybody that was going to write a book was killed, died. Okay, so this story was going to come out a long time ago, but it came from everybody who attempted to tell their story is no longer here.
Let me ask you a
Okay,
question.
and they're
Do you
still saying what happened to these people?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you forgive Puffy
Go ahead.
if he has done anything wrong?
That's gonna take me
Whoa,
a minute
whoa,
because I have a
whoa.
daughter. I
Gil,
have a daughter.
do you
okay?
forgive
And
Puffy?
men who have daughters,
Do you forgive Puffy
not
if
men
he's
who
done
have
anything wrong?
daughters.
Do I forgive him what?
Forgive him
I'm not.
if he has done anything wrong.
Mm-mm.
If do I forgive him if he?
Mike. I mean, we can't turn around and say we want forgiveness for our sins and ask God to forgive us, and we can't forgive. The second commandment
Yeah, but
tells
see,
you that.
here's the thing, though.
The second commandment tells you
Here's the
that
thing,
clear.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk to you about it. I'm gonna talk to you
Uh-huh.
about what you're talking about.
No.
You
He
took a
said no.
flock.
At least chime
You
in.
took a flock.
Do we forgive or not?
No.
Do we forgive or not?
We can forgive, but you took a man. Whoa. We can forgive. Forgiveness is part. Okay, that's what we have to have in our heart. Okay,
Right.
Now that's a little different penalty if you took a man that has a flock like TD Jakes and you didn't drew him off the flock. Now you got all these other souls that you're gonna be responsible for. Now, here's the thing: if you know Diddy had done wrong and he's already been forgiven, and it's going to come out whether he's been forgiven already. He may have already been forgiven. So your true question is, do we forgive Diddy 10 times? That's your true question, not one time.
Wait a minute, hold on.
One time you can repent, you can turn and go the right way. But if you go keep doing the same thing over and over,
Oh man, come on, bro.
I can't have forgiveness. I mean, we got family members we can't forgive.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Here we go. I forget Puffy. That's 10 times. There you go.
I'm not forgiving that slime ball. I'm not forgiving you for that. Are you crazy?
Hey,
Nigga, you gonna burn in hell. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
Hey, good. Hey, look. Hey, man, all the stuff we have done, we have to forgive, bro. Come on.
Hey, man.
Listen, nobody in this chat room, nobody is watching this online, nobody on this planet Earth is free of sin. No one. We all done wrong. We all still are doing wrong.
I'm not going to forgive him for what he did to that girl. No, you don't get no forgiveness for that. That don't make no sense. If anything else he might have did, we can talk about it. Like Money Mike said, let's talk about it.
Money Mike. Gil still owe me $5, man.
I probably owe you more than that.
And I listen. So now
I probably owe you more than that, man.
Hey,
so let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you guys a question going forward. What do you think the impact will be once this list is revealed?
Devastating.
Okay, and let me ask you a question. Devastating to whom? Because really, it doesn't affect us.
To the individuals who had a status, who were carrying a status, and this is not the same. I'm going to use an example, but it's nowhere near the same. FAMU lost a whole staff of people, lost the president for a bad mistake. They forgive him, but you ain't gonna keep your job. Okay, we ain't got that much forgiveness for you. Okay, so that's another way of looking at it. Okay, and a whole lot of people are out of work.
I just pray that there's no pastors on that list. I pray that there's no politicians that we know that are going to run our country one day. It definitely would be devastating. You know, for the if it happened, I don't know. For the sex workers, I pray for them too. You know, that they may get help. You know, and I don't know. You know, it was talked.
It's not good because whoever's supposed to, whoever they want on the list is going to be on the list. Whoever they don't want on the list is not going to be on the list.
There you go, Mike. There you go, Mike.
That's why they came and got all the cameras. See, they got him up because he's got to start.
Somebody said Kamala Harris on that list, man. Somebody said Harris was on that list. She's been to some parties back in the day. Back in the day now.
Hold on.
AKAs, chime in, please.
I'm from California.
Ski.
Not.
If you went to Howard, you might be on that list. Now you imagine that.
Now I know all. Hey, listen, I know all the Dell State. I know all the Dell State students was on that list.
Hey Vince,
we got Mose, we got AB on. I know they.
Hey Vince,
they was down there partying. They was down there partying at Dell State. I know they was.
Vince, let me ask you this. This is off the record. Vince, this is off the record. Are you sure you're not on that list? I'm trying. This is off the record right now.
Listen,
right now, it's off the record. I'm trying to ask you a question. Are you sure that you're not on that list?
Hey, Mike, I went to Bowie State. I went to Bowie State, and they did not play that. I wasn't even allowed off the campus, let alone.
Gil, let me tell Gil the real question. Gil, let me tell you the real question. Vince, are you collecting any payroll money from Diddy right now? Because I know you do a lot of expert work, and I don't know.
For sure.
Are you doing okay? We just want to clarify it because you're taking some.
Hey, I might get a $10,000 check, man. You never know. Hey, but I'm gonna take that money and do good with it. I'm gonna take that money and do good with it.
Look at some of the comments. Look at what Alicia was saying inside the comments. Look at what she said. She was basically saying what I was saying.
She's a Dell State student. So what do you expect? And hey, you heard what Kevin Hart said. Bunch of Negroes.
What Kevin Hart say?
Hey, his name was there too.
A bunch of Negroes on campus, too. Man.
He's in the videos. He's in there. Kevin Hart's in there. Man. Hey,
they said Dell State was Kevin wild, man.
Career? Didn't you hear Cat?
You gotta remember this. I was raised down the block from Dell State. It wasn't that far from the house. Huh?
Come on, man. Cat's in there. Cat told it. How did Kevin Hart's career take off so quickly? They said
I don't know, man.
Show. He never did movies. He never did sitcoms, and all of a sudden he's the leading actor. And they're
wait. He did start, in the small movies and came up, Soul
Plane.
And before that, he had what's the other movie?
No, that was the first movie. Soul Plane was the first one. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think he had any connection with Diddy though. Yeah.
Yes, he did. He's there hosting Diddy's parties. He hosts his birthday parties.
So you think that you think
showing
I don't see Kevin really. I can't see him. He doesn't seem like that type. I don't know, man.
There's a lot of people you won't see, Vince, and you'll see them when their name come up.
Oh, man.
You can't see it right now, but it's coming, baby. It's coming. Well, it's coming. Sure enough, it's coming.
Everybody, this is the point we're waiting for. It. Here we go. I got the list. Oh, wait a minute.
Drum roll. Drum roll.
That's a graduation. My fault.
Guys.
Oh, man.
No way out of this one.
Hey, so listen up. If you are listening in, HBCU family, listen. What are your thoughts on Sean Diddy Combs, the legacy and empowerment of or exploitation? Did he exploit our people, or did he help our people? And I mean, people within the culture. Okay, whether you're white, black, Puerto Rican, whoever, Hispanic, Asian. Let's examine his impact on the community. Was it good or bad? We say that we believe that he's done some good, he's done some bad. We have done some good and bad in our life. Okay. And I guarantee people won't tell what they've done. But they'll criticize you in a heartbeat. They'll criticize you in a heartbeat.
Well, I can tell you guys this. I ain't never done that.
See, there we go again, Gil. I know. Hey, listen.
I've had a lot of fun, but
I know them Dell State students done some bad. Emos and AB. Yeah. Oh man, they party their behinds off.
Man,
But I got listen.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody. Listen, for coming out.
Well, Vince, I got one more question for you. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I want to ask you this because I think this is the Bible, and I think it's true. You know what they said? It's easier for a rich man to get through an eye of a needle than it is to get to heaven. You understand that? Because your money
You mean
can get you.
you mean it's harder for a rich man to get there? It's harder for a rich man to get there.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah, you said it's easier.
It's easy
Wait a
for them to
minute.
get through an eye of a
Yeah.
needle. An eye of a needle. You get through
Yeah.
an eye of a needle easier than you get in heaven. Because you got to give up everything. So guess what, Diddy? This your time. This is your moment. You're going to have to give up everything.
Hey, my man. Hey, listen up. If you're in the Atlanta area, listen, my man is coming out with his play. And this is for all the people out there, marriage material, and I'm wait a minute, I don't say the thing wrong. I did all the artwork and I got the name mixed up. But are you marriage material? Robert J. Moore, if you're down in the Atlanta area, also he'll have some tryouts. I'll let you know, guys, on the next show coming up in South Carolina as well as Virginia. So check him out, please. Also, he has a book coming out as well. We want to thank our listeners. Also, we have Alicia that's in the chat room, Bit by Bit. She runs a positive mentoring group also, and she's a therapist. Also, we have my man, Keep It Clean DJ. That's DJ Mose. We have a party coming up. Hey, Mose, when is that party? Put it in the chat, please. Coming up, I believe, in October. And also, we want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. Just having some fun. We wanted to talk about Sean Diddy Combs. Has he been a positive and for our community? What are your thoughts? We'll chime back in when his I believe court date comes up. Hey, he's also supposed to go to the higher court to see if he can get bail, right? Because he was denied twice.
Already been denied. It's already been denied.
Even at the higher court, the second court.
No, he's been in front of two.
That was the lower court. That's the lower court. So the higher court, though, isn't he going to the right? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
We definitely
money, but
right. Hey, and that party was called Grown Gathering at the Opulent Lounge. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we want to thank everybody for coming out. Listen, if you like to donate, if you like to donate, listen to and watch our ad, please.
Donate to the HBCU original cause. Help out our broadcast to continue to get out quality info to the viewers.
Hey, we want to thank our one of our guests, Gil, coming in. This is
G Blizz on the podcast, HBCU Originals.
We'll catch you later.
1, 2, 3.